Marvel's Spider-Man Remastered took the PC platform by storm in August, becoming PlayStation Studios' second biggest Steam launch. It's not surprising given the base game's immense success on PS4, but the stage is now set for Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales, its follow-up, to capitalize on that success. Here are 13 things you need to know about the PC version, which launches on November 18th. Story. Taking place after the events of Marvel's Spider-Man, Miles Morales has donned the moniker of the hero after a year of training with Peter Parker. When Parker leaves Manhattan to assist Mary Jane on an assignment in Symkaria, Miles is its protector, with Roxxon Energy Corporation moving into Harlem to push its new energy source, the Underground, and its leader, the Tinkerer, emerging to oppose it. And new enemies like the Prowler to deal with, there are more than enough challenges to face. Unlike the previous game, the story is about Miles growing into his role as Spider-Man and proving himself. Cast. Aside from Peter Parker, Miles is supported by his mother, Rio Morales, who is campaigning for city council. Other new characters include Genki Lee, Miles' best friend and classmate, his uncle Aaron Davis, podcaster Danica Hart, and his childhood friend Finn Mason. Other noteworthy characters like J. Jonah Jameson, hilariously horrified at the presence of two Spider-Men, Kingpin, and Rhino also appear. Gameplay. If you've played Marvel's Spider-Man Remastered on PC, then Miles Morales is pretty much the same gameplay loop. It's set in the same open world of Manhattan, but with new story and side missions, now accessible via the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man app. For those who haven't, well, you're essentially Spider-Man. You swing through the city chaining together wall runs and dives, stop random crimes, and battle crooks in fast-paced combat. There are different activities to complete for activity tokens and tech parts used to craft new mods and suits while upgrading his gadgets. New abilities and gadgets. Like Peter, Miles also possesses super strength, spider sense for detecting incoming danger, and incredible agility for web swinging and dodging attacks. However, he also brings his own tools to the table with Venom Blast, which can create bursts of bioelectricity to stun foes or deal really big damage, and camouflage for briefly turning invisible. There are also new gadgets like the Gravity Well to group several enemies together, remote mines that can be attached to surfaces and remotely triggered, and the Holo Drone for generating hard light clones to fight by your side. Graphics options. As with many PlayStation exclusives that have come to PC, Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales provides unlocked frame rates and a wide range of graphical options and presets. You can adjust crowd and traffic density, level of detail, texture quality, and filtering, field of view, and resolution up to 4K. NVIDIA DLSS, AMD FSR, and Intel XeSS support. NVIDIA DLSS 2, which boosts performance, and NVIDIA DLAA for enhanced image quality on supported cards are included, along with NVIDIA Reflex for reduced latency. However, those who do own the new GeForce RTX 40 series can take advantage of NVIDIA DLSS 3. This improves performance further by generating more frames with AI and provides a pretty hefty boost over non-DLSS gameplay. Of course, one can take advantage of AMD Fidelity FX Super Resolution 2.1, Intel XeSS, and IGTI on PC as well. Ultra-wide monitor support. By now, seeing ultra-wide monitor support for a PS4 or PS5 title on PC is normal. Miles Morales supports 16:9, 16:10, 21:9, 32:9, and 48:9 resolutions. But one nice touch is that triple monitor setups are also supported when playing at 48:9. It's also compatible with NVIDIA Surround or AMD Eyefinity. Ray-traced reflections and shadows. When Marvel's Spider-Man Remastered was released, it was only available with the Ultimate Edition of Miles Morales. So those who didn't want to drop $70 at launch, the good old days, had to be content with Miles Morales' implementation of ray tracing. It's pretty good, with both ray tracing reflections and ray-traced shadows supported and various quality options to choose from depending on your hardware. DualSense and mouse and keyboard support. The PS5's DualSense controller is supported, albeit via wired USB, and provides haptic feedback along with the adaptive triggers. Various other controllers are supported through Steam Input with options for remapping, but you can also stick with a mouse and keyboard. This, again, provides numerous customizable options. PC requirements. If you're looking to run Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales at 720 30 frames per second and very low settings, then you need an Intel Core i3-4160 or AMD equivalent CPU, an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 950 or AMD equivalent GPU, and 8GB of RAM. This is the bare minimum required to run the game. Recommended settings include a Core i5-4670 or AMD Ryzen 5 1600, GeForce GTX 1060 6GB, or AMD Radeon RX 580 and 16GB of RAM for playing at 1080p 60 frames per second and medium settings. But for 4K 60 frames per second at very high settings, you'll need a Core i5 11400 or Ryzen 5 3600, a GeForce RTX 3070 or Radeon RX 6800 XT, and 16GB of RAM. The game needs 75GB of installation space with a solid-state drive required at recommended settings and above. Ray tracing requirements. Ray tracing has its own set of demanding requirements, starting at 1440p 60 frames per second or 4K 30 frames per second. At high settings, which is dubbed amazing ray tracing, you'll need a Core i5 11600K or Ryzen 7 3700X, a GeForce RTX 3070 or Radeon RX 6900 XT, and 16GB of RAM. However, for the ultimate ray tracing setting, which provides 4K 60 FPS and high ray tracing at very high settings, you'll need a Core i7 12700K or Ryzen 9 5900X, a GeForce RTX 3080 or Radeon RX 6950 XT, and 32GB of RAM. Once again, an SSD with 75 gigs of installation space is required. Playtime. It's been mentioned a lot, but Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales isn't a full-sized game. It's not an expansion or DLC either. You can easily spend 15 to 18 hours completing its story and side content while collecting everything. Long story short, don't expect a massive new world to explore, but there's enough story and action to make it worth jumping in. Pre-purchase bonuses. We won't spoil all of the different suits that Miles can unlock and craft. However, pre-purchasing does provide immediate access to two of them: the tracksuit, which decreases ranged attack damage by 25%, and the Into the Spider-Verse suit, which mimics the animation style of the animated film. You also get 3 skill points for unlocking more abilities earlier, and the Gravity Well gadget from the outset, and all of these are available to unlock in-game. That's all for now. If you enjoy what you saw, please hit the like button. And if you're new to the channel, now is a great time to subscribe. We upload brand new videos every single day. After subscribing, don't forget to enable all notifications by clicking the bell icon. Thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you next time, right here on Gaming Bolt.